And we will be absolutely slapping it down. And we are on. Hey guys, how you going? So now BKR Sport. We are live as the Manly Seagulls. We're playing host to the St. George Illawarra Dragons in the first game of round 7. We are definitely into the thick of it now. You know, we've moved through plenty of rounds to get through an idea of how teams are going to be playing this season. We're not going to know for sure everything there is to know about every single team, but we're going to have a pretty good idea whether a team's going to be good or bad for the most part, unless they do a Newcastle Knights miracle run of the back end of the year like we see recently. It's just, yeah, we have a pretty good understanding of it, but this round will be a really good telling point. 7 rounds in, we'll absolutely say, hey, listen, this team's good, or this team's bad, or this team's really, really inconsistent. But all right, let's get into the two-team lineups here for today. This game starts in about 15 minutes' time, so plenty of time to hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you're new around here. I am in a different place today. I'm in Udaipur, which is quite far south of where Jaipur is. So we're actually, it's even hotter where I am right now. It's currently 42 degrees. So I've got the fan on, I've got the air conditioner on. If you can hear the fan, I'll turn that off and I'll just leave the air conditioner on. And yeah, I was on a train overnight. So yeah, I am exhausted. I am absolutely exhausted, but we rock and roll, man. That's what we do here. All right, so Manly Seagulls, they are in 8th position. The St. George Illawarra Dragons, they are in 10th position. And this is at 4 Pines Park in Sydney, so Brookvale. Look, the Dragons are a team that you just know are going to be inconsistent. They're kind of the same team that they have been for many years now, where they'll go and get a win where their fans will get excited up and at them saying, hey, listen, you know, this team is actually here. And then they'll go and lose in pretty poor and spectacular fashion. And people will be like, well, they're the most inconsistent team ever, and they're really bland and boring. And more often than not, they are going to play on that kind of second level there. But, you know, they did get a good win last week against the Gold Coast Titans. I do think a lot of the time that with that Titans game, or just Titans games in general, they do it themselves. But with that being said, Dragons fans can't really look at that and say that it's anything. Back end of the game when they went down by 12 again, or even at the beginning parts where they went down by 12 just before half-time or whatever it was, and were able to fight their way right back into it just after half-time. The ins and outs here, Caleb Navali and Jason Saba in for Manly, with Aaron Shupp and Josh Aloier out for Manly. The fullback is Lehigh Bawada, with the wingers being Jason Saba and Tommy Talau, centers are Tolotau Kuala and Ruben Garrick. The 5'8" is Luke Brooks, with the halfback being Daly Sherry Evans, who is the captain. The props are Siwa Takiaho. Hold on, I just got to make sure, yeah, okay. I just wanted to make sure that my mic was going, because I remember last week I did a whole preview and it was muted. But Siwa Takiaho and Tolfo Sipley are the props, with Jay Stefanga as the 9. The back row is Hamoli Olakawatu and Ben Trebojevic, with the 13 being Jay Trebojevic. The interchange is Jake Simkin, Nathan Brown, Ethan Bullimore, and Clayton Faulalo, with the 13 being the 18th man replacement being Caleb Navalu, and Anthony Seibold as the coach. Manly, obviously, they do have the Daly Cherry Evans decision kind of looming over the top of them all year long, which is a big problem that I do have with kind of his thought process in regards to the timing of his decision making. But with that being said, that's why I still have a good strong belief that he may not even leave Manly. But then again, if he didn't do that, it'd be super selfish to kind of mess around with the season early doors if he is going to be staying there, to be fair. But then again, am I completely surprised? Obviously, no Tom Trebojevic in the fullback. That's going to hurt them. And their 2-5 is really good on attack, but defensively really, really concerning. They do have strike power in Tolotau Kuala. They do have strike power even in Ruben Garrick and Jason Saba and Tommy Talau as well. All 4 of those guys do have quite a bit of strike power, so it's not like they're bad players. It's just defensively they can leak a few points, which is the concern for Manly in that back line. Their forwards are always going to work hard. Olakawatu is one of the best forwards in the game. Outside of that, on paper, their forwards aren't exactly that fantastic, but they always just turn up. They always just turn up and give it a good rock. So, look, it'll be interesting to see how Manly get on today against a really awkward Dragons side that do like to play quite physical. Now, the Dragons, on the other hand, Sione Finau is in with Christian Tuipulotu being out. The fullback, at least we don't have to see that celebration again today. The fullback is Clint Govison, who is the captain, with the wingers being Tyrell Sloan and Matthew Fairney. The centers are Moses Sully and Valentine Holmes, with the 5'8" Cole Flanagan and the halfback Lachlan Ilias. The props, Toby Couchman and David Clemmer. The number 9 is Damien Cook, with the back row is Jaden Sewer and Dylan Egan. The 13, Jack DeBellin. Interchange-wise, Lucian Leilua, Jacob Little, Blake Laurie and Hamish Stewart, with the 18th minute replacement being Sione Finau, and obviously the coach being Shane Flanagan there. Look, I still find it interesting that they signed Damien Cook. I think Jacob Little could have been doing a great job in that number 9 this year. And I don't think that their team has really adjusted or changed direction a great deal based off of the signing of Damien Cook. I just don't think that it's really enhanced the team a great deal. And I did think Damien Cook was one of the best hookers of the game a few years ago, but it's not a few years ago anymore. So I find that a really kind of odd decision-making process from Shane Flanagan and the Dragons to go out and get Damien Cook when they do already have a hooker that I thought was doing kind of the job for them. Their forwards are solid. Their back line is fine. You know, Gutherson's been a fantastic signing on the flip side of what I just said. Val Holmes did a job last week. He was going up against a back rower in the centres with Beau Fermor, but he was able to have a very, very good game there. You're never going to really know what you're going to get from this Dragons team. The biggest issue comes from their 6 and their 7. You know, Ilias and Kyle Flanagan. It's just not a 6 and 7 that you want to be looking at there, man. It really isn't. If you're the Dragons looking to put themselves back into the top 8 conundrum, I just think that Flanagan and Ilias just aren't able to necessarily get it done. And it's like you've got Clint Gutherson there as the fullback, which is fantastic. And then you've got Damien Cook in the 9, who, you know, it will suffice. A couple of years ago would have been amazing, but will suffice there. But you just look at that 6 and 7 and go, I just don't know it's going to get the job over the line there for the Dragons. That's where their biggest concern is, and that is the biggest reason why we'll take Manly here today. Manly to win at home. They've just got probably a better team overall as a balanced team, but it's not a guarantee either. You know, I was, when Tom Trbojevic was their fullback, I did have Manly for 4th position. I did label and say that Tom Trbojevic has to be healthy for the entirety of the season, or for the majority of the season, for them to be into the top 4. And if they're not with Tom Trbojevic for the majority of the season, I did have them outside of the top 8. I really did. I think that he is such an impactful player to their team. So, you know, I do worry about Manly. I think there are quite a few players in their team that are just aren't as fantastic as you would necessarily be liking, but yet they'll win more games than they will lose. So I've still got them probably for a top 8 team, even without Tom Trbojevic, but I'm just not 100% convinced, and I could see the Dragons having a little bit of an ambush today. It wouldn't be crazy ambush, but I could see the Dragons coming in and do a Manly over. I'm not going to tip it, but I could just see what would happen. So I'll take Manly 1-12 in this one. Now for the ladder, we are now 6 rounds played. This is round 7. So if the Dragons are to win this game, they're in 10th position right now on 6 points, which is equal with the Titans, with the Knights, with the Cowboys, with the Sharks, with Manly, with the Tigers. Those are the teams that they're equal with, and they've got a plus 18 points differential. So they're the worst points differential of the positives, but there are a few teams like the Titans, the Knights, and the Cowboys who do have a worse points differential than them that are in the negatives. So the Dragons are on plus 18. The Sharks are on plus 21. Manly on plus 22. That won't matter though. And the Tigers on plus 28. So if the Dragons win, they automatically will go above Sharks, Manly, and the Tigers, but it is so very close with the points differential that they could win, the other team could win, and they could still stay above them if they won by 6, if they stay by 12. Actually, if they won this game by... that's right, no, they won't go above... Well, whoever wins out of this game will go above the other, between Dragons and Manly. Whoever wins, I completely just skipped out. It's my brain at the moment. Completely skipped over. They're on the exact same amount of points. So they would, at very minimum, finish the week off in 9th position. But there is still a chance that they go above the Sharks and the Tigers, depending on how much they win this game and how much they win their games by. But the Dragons would then also go equal with the Warriors, who are on minus 20 with 8. They go equal with the Rabbitohs on 8, who are on minus 4. So for tonight, if the Dragons won, they actually would go up into the top 5. If they were to win this game by 20 points, they'd actually go into the top 4 tonight. And they're just not going to be going above the Broncos. They have to win by about 40-odd points to go above the Broncos there. So realistically, if they were to win this game, they're probably looking at a 6th position, a 7th or 6th position by the end of the round, the Dragons. If they were to lose this game, however, for the time being, they would have to lose by 8 or more to go below the... a lot to go below the Titans today. Points differential isn't a problem really today, unless they got absolutely thumped about 30, 40 points. But they could go below the Titans, they could go below the Knights, also the Cowboys. The Dolphins are within range down there, but they're 2 points lower. And the Roosters, they're not really within range on points differential. So realistically, the Dragons would probably be looking at 13th position with a loss. And then in comparison for Manly, if they were to lose this game, the Dragons would definitely go above them, and then they could drop below 1, 2, 3, 4 teams in the Knights, Titans, Cowboys, and also Sharks. And then there is the potential with the Dolphins as well, who are +8 down there in 14th on 4 points if they go equal with them. So Manly would more than likely be situated around that 13-12 range as well if they were to lose this game. And if they were to win this game, +22, there is a world, if they won by 34 points, they'd actually go above the Broncos. No chance of the Storm, who are +90. Actually, the Storm are on 10 points anyway, to be fair. So, realistically, Manly be situated probably around that 5-6 area, maybe even potentially into the 4 position as well. And they'll just be hoping that the Titans can beat the Raiders on Sunday. But there we go, guys. That is the little preview for today's game. Do forgive me, my brain is a little bit of a shambles right now. I actually only woke up about 15 minutes before this because... I'd been on a train all night, man. So we keep on rocking. We keep on moving. Obviously, hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you're new around here. Let's get into the chat. Let's see what you guys are saying. Let's get it. All right, live chat. Boom, baby, we're back. Olivia Reed with the $8 Redo donation. That's the way we're going to start the weekend off, with the $8 Redo donation there from Olivia Reed. Get around us. It says, another day, another donor. Happy long weekend, everyone. Where's the Easter Bunny? Well, it's not technically Easter just yet. Obviously, tomorrow is the big day for us Christians, and then on Sunday and then Monday as well. Yeah, basically from tomorrow is the really big part about the Easter weekend, which for people who don't know, is the most significant. It's bigger than Christmas when it comes to Christians and whatnot and our beliefs. So it is an amazing weekend full of deep sorrow, but also deep happiness as well, which is great. But I hope you guys do have a great Easter weekend. We've got some big games actually, especially on Monday. That Tigers Eels game, there's got a lot of something to it, man. There's a lot of something to that Tigers Eels game. It's going to be awesome to watch because the Tigers, they've improved. The Eels, they've actually completely regressed, even worse than recent years. But you still don't know what's going to come from that game. Maybe it's due to the fact that the Tigers have won the Sprint 3 years in a row, so you still have that kind of negative vibe around them. They've had all that Lachlan Galvin situation, and it's like Galvin's potentially going from the Tigers to the Eels, the team that we're talking about. So there's a lot going on in this game. Someone has got a sign here saying, guess what, Manly hates you too. I hate you, buddy. How about that, buddy? All right, they're both out in the field, guys. They're both out on the field. Hit that thumbs up button, subscribe. Dasmate says, we are so close to 30k. We may be able to get 30k this weekend. I don't think so. At very minimum, we'll be at 30k next weekend, though. So if you haven't subscribed, you definitely do, because it is so damn well close. Dasmate says, but thank you very much, Olivia, for your dono. Dasmate says, my neck is hurting looking down at both these peasant teams, and not my fault. My team's 5-0. It is actually your fault, Daz. Yeah. No, it is. No. You know what? Bullshit, Daz. Bullshit me? No, bullshit you. It is your fault, Daz. Bretton says $4, no way. If Dragons win this, I'll donate $4. All right, no, why don't we just make it 5? Come on, let's just make it a $5. How about that one? But Dragons will get taken down to 10. Oh, I reckon we do that. You know what? I'm in India, mate. I've got to barter it. I'm going to at least barter it to 5. I should have gone 10 so that you went 5, and then I go $7.50, and then you even it out at 7. I should have done that, really. That's a penalty to the Dragons straight away. Woohoo! Penalty to the Dragons straight away. That is Ben Trebojevic, who will get done for inside the 10 metres. Inside the 10 metres. That's all his tuck shot money for the week. That is correct. Terry Joe says, and with that being said, God willing, God bless, we'll see y'all at the top. Who are we talking about here? Who's at the top? See y'all at the top? Who are we talking about here, Terry Joe? David says, standing ovation in the chat as the 4th minute for Tim Laffey. Streets won't forget 2014. Streets forgot. Yep, no, the Streets forgot, Dad. Second tackle now for the Dragons, the 45 on the Manly side of the field. Yeah. I didn't even know he was playing. Like, good on him, man. You know, Tim Laffey was a fun little player to watch back in the day, but like I didn't even realise he was still playing. I knew he kind of went over to the Super League, but I didn't realise he was still playing until this year. He only just announced his retirement as you sent me that message. So, yeah, quite funny. Quite funny that I remember him from a previous era in the NRL. You know, even 2014 is a previous era in my mind, especially with the game styles and gameplay. Fit tackle for the Dragons to the 20 on Manly side of the field. Kyle Flanagan, Gutherson flicks it. Valentine Holmes taken down to the 10, and that will be a fit tackle. But it's crazy when you look at it. Like, I'd say that 2014 to... Because I'd even say like 2005 is even a little bit of a different time to kind of that 2014 times as well. But they would be... They're very separate games to what we're watching now is the main thing, the minimum thing. Brenton says, don't break the bank. You know, I don't break the bank. But maybe do. I don't like seeing the Dogs first. I think the Titans need to replace them. It's only when the season's over for the Titans that I will adjust that ladder. But it's not over, mate. It's only just getting started. Yeah, we just let everyone into a false sense of security for the last 15 years, mate. You get ready to rock and roll. No, you won't. You get ready to rock and roll. We're very close. We're very close, mate. Just give it a little bit. Just a little bit. So fit tackle for Manly, and Luke Brooks will put that one down to Gutho, who will grab it at the 20. He's safe under the high ball, you know it is. None of this is why does it say 3:20 p.m. Because I'm not in Australia, but also I need to refresh that, and then also I need to go change the time back to the Queensland time, because otherwise it will be all over the shop. Typical Jay. You know, Jay's got one job. He's got one job, that bloke. He really does. He's got one job. He never let me know. And he'll never let me know. Alright, set time zone automatically. Oh, Cook's away here. The Dragons are away. They're at the 30. First tackle. They've started off well here, the old El Dragons. The old El Dragons. They've started off well here. So the Dragons now here at the 11. Okay, that should be fixed now. Okay, beautiful. That live score has been fixed. And now the Dragons are 10 metres out. And it's going to be David Clemmer, who is 8 metres away from the line on third tackle. I think you should buy a rocket and we should go to space. Katy Perry can do it. Anyone can. That'd be a good vlog. It'd be a good vlog, that. Forward tackle, then she's kissing the ground after 10 minutes. 10 minutes in the spacecraft and you're kissing the ground. Gutho, Valentine Holmes. Oh, he's so close. He's so close. And he lost the ball. And he's lost the ball trying to put the ball over to the sideline. This call centre has a bed. I don't know what that's going on about. Jeffrey says, hello, everyone in the chat. Get ready, Jeffrey. Roosterman says, Cherry fires up, Manly win. I just think it's going to be a really awkward game here, you know, where Manly should win, but the Dragons, they've just got, I just get an awkward feeling about it, like they're going to be, and they have been up for it in the first 5 minutes of the game. They've been the ones with the ball the entire time, and they've been in the attacking 20 a couple of times already, whilst Manly have kind of pitter-pattered around in the middle part of the game, or middle part of the field. So, you know, Manly have gotten off to a bit of a struggle fest at the moment, but the Dragons haven't scored yet, you know, so that's how they're going to be looking at it. I don't think Slapper could do the job. Oh, no, what's Slapper doing? No, Slapper can drive. I'm not trusting Slapper driving. I'm not Slapper. Oh, no way. He's been at the pub all day. There's absolutely no way I'm trusting Slapper driving. Knowing that bloke. Deary me. Good run there from 12-4-4 Sipley. 4 tackle into the 45. Olivia says, I'm interested to see how the Tigers go with all the woo-ha going over there. Yeah, but also the team they're playing is the team with that is involved in all the woo-ha. Oh, that's a strip. I think he's grabbed that ball out. Yeah, it's a penalty. Yeah, it is a penalty. So that's going to be a dumb penalty giveaway there from the Dragons. As they were taking him over the sideline, for some reason they decided to try and shoot the ball out, which they did. And now it is Manly ball. We can't challenge it now. It's been about 400 seconds, mate. Not 10 seconds, been about 400. Jay says, don't forget about the scoreboard. Oh, mate, I did that ages ago, Jay. Oh, my gosh. He's not with the times, guys. He's getting older. He's getting older, the old Jay. He's getting older. Brenton says, clock, mate. What are you? Jay's older. And are you older than Jay at this point? Oh, my gosh. First tackle, you know. Took him how long? First tackling at the 20 and Luke Brooks is 6 again. And Ben Trebojevic now, who is 14 metres away from the line. 14 metres away. Jazz Savunga gets it off to Jay Trebojevic. He'll get it out to Cherry Evans. Cherry Evans to Molika Watu. He's knocked the ball on. He said, hey, listen. Dropping those lollies like no tomorrow. There was a bag of lollies and there wasn't a hole in it. He's just dropped it. He's just dropped it. Mitchell says, Lafayette might be the greatest eel of all time. Greatest eel of all time. Tim Lafayette. What an era. What an era. Jeffrey says, can the Titans win this weekend? The answer is yes. It's not can, will. And the answer is absolutely damn well, Luke. You don't bet your bottom dollar, but you bet your bottom dollar. Allegedly. You allegedly bet your bottom dollar. Levy says, if only he did his job and read the comments. Well, you know, I've read your comment. You know? How am I getting the blame here? How am I getting the blame? It's not my fault. It's never my fault. Third tackle now for the Dragons with 35. Never ever my fault. David says, I'm going to spew because I was meant to change my tip to the Dragons, but locked me out. Oh, that's what they all say. Okay, yeah. So now if Manly win, you claim that I tipped it right and I went with Manly. But now if the Dragons win, you say, oh, no, I meant to change my tip and I would have gone to the Dragons. Well, what if it's a draw, Daz? Did you ever have that option? The Dragons are away here. Dragons are away. They're at the 30, the 20, fit tackle. They're all over Manly at the moment. They just don't know how to score just yet. Jack DeBellin goes right-hand side, and it'll be fit tackle. They get the offload away. Jack DeBellin, he'll now flick it back to David Clemmer, who's at the 25. And then off to Flanagan. Flanagan kicks it through here with Val Holmes. It's a good kick. It's a good kick, and it's going to be a dropout. Well done. Wow, a lot of pressure here from St. George, and you've got to love that if you're a St. George fan. There is a significant amount of pressure. Olivia says, I saw a photo. I did see this. I saw a photo of Sean Johnson wearing a Broncos jersey. He lost a bet, apparently. I did see that. But what's the bet? Because the Bronx, they play the Warriors this week, don't they? So what bet could he have lost? They play this week. Again, it's just a bit odd to me. Jacob Littlewood have ran the length of the field. And done a backflip too, Mitchell. Oh, Jacob Boyvich comes up the field here. God bless him. Hold on. Casey says, want Manly to win this one? No particular reason, though. Yeah, I was about to say, what's the reason? Why? Unless you're a Manly fan. Most people don't even like Manly. I don't mind Manly for my dad, but like most people don't even like Manly, so, you know. I don't feel like the Dragons have that many haters. Unfortunate kind of elbow to the head there from David Clemmer to the Jake Trebojevic is the reason why he's come off there for HIA. Oh, that's lazy from the Dragons. Off a short dropout, it was a perfect kick there from Cherry Evans, and Jason Sargis comes on. Didn't he have to jump for it? They get the short kickoff. They get the short dropout. Like, that was a good kick from Cherry Evans, but there was not a Dragon within sight. Not within Kui. Not within Kui. And now Manly, they're completely, they're just running rampant. They're at the 50 already, third tackle. Greatest eel is Sterlo or Hindmarsh. Thank you, Blitzy. He wasn't actually referring to Tim Lafai being the greatest eel of all time. But, you know, we will say that Sterling or Hindmarsh. Hey, also, mind you, there's a bit of disrespect to Brett Kenny there. Brett Kenny, Sterlo, Hindmarsh. Yes, you do have to throw in the name Jared Hayne. You know, there are plenty of players throughout time of the Eels. They won 4 comps in the 80s. It was New South Wales Rugby League comps, but they won 4 comps in the 80s. Grassy McGrath touches the ball there, and now the Dragons will get the ball here at the 22. Grassy McGrath, back in the game again today. He's been on fire lately. On fire. Manly are in all sorts. This is an awkward game, man. It's an awkward game. I'm glad that I kind of had that inkling to warn that the Dragons were going to be on for a cracker here, because they're just such an awkwardly placed team. Like, they'll go and win comfortably last week, and then they'll go and potentially win this week in a game that is a lot more difficult of an opponent, and then they'll go and play a really weak team next week. I don't know who they play next week. Oh, Grass McGrath touched the ball. Dragons still with the ball at the 40 on their side of the field. Jaden Sewer, just go down, bro. Fit tackle. But then next week they would play like a team like the Eels, and the Dragons would go and get beaten by 10 points. That's the kind of team the Dragons are. Very big win against a low opponent, so you need more proof. Then they go and get that proof by getting a big win against a good opponent, like Manly. And then they would play the Eels, who are a lowly ranked opponent, and they would go and get absolutely smackamundos. That's the Dragons for you. That's what they would normally do. Olivia says, I wonder if we will see an appearance from Hillbilly today. I don't know. I think he's given up. He might have given up. Or maybe he probably, I don't know. There's another mistake from Manly. It goes backwards. It's 4 tackle to 40. But geez, they keep passing the ball to Grass McGrath today. I feel like he's probably, maybe he just hasn't gone onto his second account and he's commenting away thinking that we can see his thing. Because we've never hidden the guy. Not on his first account, second account, and wouldn't be on his 10th account. He hasn't done anything wrong to get hidden. Mitchell says, how dare Jakey Boy headbutt the future immortal David Clem's arm? Do you like Clem at the Tigers? Do Tigers fans like Clem? I know Knights fans love him. Would you say you like him there? Bulldogs fans would love him too, I guess, with Clem. But did he do much at the Tigers? I wouldn't say so. 4 tackle here for the Dragons to 50. 10 minutes or 11 minutes gone, by the way, guys. Hit that like button and subscribe if you're new around here. 11 minutes gone, 4 tackle, and the Dragons will be... they're still going. Get another offload. And Flanagan taken down at the 41. Haven't seen Ilias do anything yet. Surfrise says, NRL draw is a joke. Teams that have played in early rounds are playing each other again 4 or 5 rounds later, like Panthers vs Roosters, they played round 2. Yes, I see your point, and I agree with your point, but why do you care? You're going to play teams for the most part at least twice anyway. Some teams you'll only play once. Why does it matter? At the end of the day, every single team goes through 24 rounds of playing and 27 rounds across the comp. So why does it matter that much in regards to playing a team twice in 5 weeks? Because guess what? After this week, the Panthers and Roosters won't play each other again. So, why does it matter too much? People take a lot of... And this isn't me insulting your opinion. I'm just asking your opinion. People take too much emphasis in this early part of the season and say it's very favourable that teams can get off to a good start, or maybe they have a really tough finish to the competition, you know? Oh no, Manly with a flick pass that hits the grass and it's going to be Dragons ball. That's about 4 or 5 times they've already hit the grass already. And Fanau will be taken down at the 45 on the Manly side of the field, first tackle. So, I would say that the draw evens itself out long run, or they have an easy start and a tough finish, or a tough start and a easy finish, you know. At the end of the day, every team plays 24 games of footy, and they have 27 rounds in total, inclusive of buys. I don't really kind of care at the end of the day who wins that, because to be the best, you've got to beat the best. And that's my personal opinion. But I can understand the thought process of why a team's playing 2 games out of 5 against each other. 4 tackle, Jack to Bellin, out to Ilias, who kicks it through, and that kick was dreadful, and Halpawade will grab the ball at the 10. Meet Clem out of market in Newey, the bloke's a skyscraper. Yeah, he's a big dude. Yeah, I've had him on the channel before. Yeah, Clem is a big bopper, man. He is a big bopper. Tommy Talau gets the ball to the 25, 3rd tackle. Well, the best team in the first 14 minutes of this game has been the Dragons. They just haven't been able to score. They've clearly been over the top of Manly in this first 14, 15 minutes. Grace Eela's christening Inu. Oh my gosh. Christening Inu. 5th tackle. Brent says, 100 Dragons been hard team to read at times. They've been a hard team to read since 2010. At very minimum since 2010. A pretty good team in 2010, but since then they've been very, very hard to read. Some people might say, every team's like that. Not necessarily. I feel like we've always had a pretty good read about whether the Yields are good or the Yields are bad. I feel like we've always had as general fans, we've had a good read whether the Yields are going to be a pretty competitive team or not. The Tigers have been pretty consistently poor. The Titans would be very up and down, but mostly consistently poor. But they will get random wins against high opponents and stuff like that. Titans are a bit of a difficult team to read, actually, because a lot of people do say that they've got a top 6, top 8 team on paper, but yet never put it together. So that is a difficulty to read. The Storm are always very easy to read, and same with the Panthers. A lot of people thought the Panthers would drop off, just not as significantly as they have this year. Dragons shot the ball here, and it'll be a knock-on. So, Manly ball at the 10. So, I really do feel like you can look at teams and you can get a really solid read, whether on paper or not, that they are going to be good or they're going to be bad. The Dragons, you just don't know. They can be good, they can be bad. They're not going to be 17th, but they're not going to be first. They're going to be around that middle area of the table, whether they're anywhere from 5th to 13th. 5th to 14th. is the Dragons. Anywhere from 5th to 14th. That's kind of what I get from the Dragons. If you guys disagree with me, let me know. They were in Perth last week. Who was in Perth last week? Olivia says, I wonder if we will see an appearance... Oh, I've already read that comment. I don't know why I went that far back. Almost a 30k, Blaze. Love to see it. Nearly there, Blake. We are nearly there, mate. Nearly there for 20 attempts. It will go to the sideline, but it'll be 25 metres out. So we're still okay there for the Dragons. They will get the ball. I tell you what, the new place that I'm in here, so I'm actually in a backpacker right now, but I got one of the private rooms. This new city that I'm in, Udaipur, it's actually really beautiful. Like, there's lakes everywhere, man. There's lakes everywhere. Just outside this window, there's this massive lake. Lake Pichola. If you guys have seen a guy called Bald and Bankrupt on YouTube, when he got in trouble with the police for trying to swim out to like a palace in the middle of the water, in the middle of the lake, that was it. that was here. Jay, you might have seen it. Jay, do you watch Bald and Bankrupt? When are you leaving for Vietnam? Probably about 2 weeks. Probably about 2 weeks. I still got to get down to Mumbai. So I'm here until Monday or Wednesday, and then I'll go down to Mumbai for about a week, and then I'll go across to Vietnam. I am considering doing a 2-month fitness course in Thailand as well. Third tackle off to Gutherson. Gutherson at the 35. Underneath now to Val Holmes, and he'll get cut down at the 24. Fourth tackle. Remember that episode, him and Harold? Yeah, that was literally, they jumped in the water probably about 50 metres from me, man. People still talk about it. I was talking to a local the other day, early this morning. I said, is this is the place, yeah? And he says, yeah, they talk about it all the time. Police still get angry. Cherry Evans grabs the ball here at the 5. You get taken to 10. I knew you'd be watching balls. If you're watching travel vlogs, I knew you'd watch that. Olivia says, Manly, were they in Perth? Manly were in Perth, yeah. Manly were in Perth. Manly Sharks, Rabbitohs, and Zigabos. Manly Sharks, Rabbitohs, and Cowboys. I'm surprised they took Manly Sharks over there. Like, that's a local-ish... Well, it's a Battle of the Beaches rivalry. It's not local necessarily, but it's a local-ish rivalry, Battle of the Beaches. But, yeah, I'm considering going to Thailand, actually. They've hit the grass again. Oh, Manly are all over the shop. They can't pass the ball to the hands. It's grass and McGrass all day. Grass and McGrass here, grass and McGrass there, grass and McGrass everywhere. They're just not getting the ball to hand. So it's a knock on here from Manly at the 45 on their own side of the field, and they're just inviting more pressure. That's on Garrick. Garrick's too far up. Garrick is too far up. He's not back. Blake says, Ola and Stinker. Ola's not been great, but also that was on Garrick, that one. That was on Garrick. He was too far up in the attacking line. So Dragons ball here on their own 47, but Manly just keep inviting pressure. Is that right where they are? I swear that ball was on the other side of the line. But anyway, I want to go to Thailand, Olivia says. Yeah, Thailand's going to be good. I really look forward to getting some good Thai food into me. Indian food's been good, but you always have to worry. You know what I'm saying? Like, you've always got to worry whether you're eating the right thing or not. You don't really have to worry that much when you're out and about in like Thailand and Vietnam and all that. So I'm looking forward to not having to be concerned about everything that I consume at some point. So second tackle now for the Dragons, and Manly just love inviting this pressure in this game. You know, a couple of weeks ago they played the Melbourne Storm in Manly, and people thought they'd get up for a good game there, and they got absolutely whooped by 40. By 40, third tackle. They roll it out, Damien Cook. And they're 10 metres away from the line. The Dragons on 4 tackle. That's Flanagan who ran that ball into the line. Manly defence. How does it hold up? Doesn't hold up. The Dragons will score on the right-hand side. And that is Tyrell Sloan down the right wing. And they deserve the try. They've invited pressure all game so far, Manly. 20 minutes in. Obviously, hit that like button and subscribe. The Dragons will take the lead at 4-0. Manly have been absolutely their own worst enemies, but the Dragons have also put a lot of pressure on in regards to some really good play. That was poor defense there from, I think it might be Tommy Talau on that left-hand side. Yeah, go for a try assist. Just not good enough there from Manly, and they have every single... Yeah, it was Tommy Talau who came in there, but also Kohler was nowhere close. So, look, Dragons 4-0, and they deserve it so much. Bretton says, go try the mango sticky rice when you're there, Blaze. I'm going to try everything, mate. I'm going to try everything when I'm there. But then again, when I'm going to Thailand, I will go for 3 months. 2 months of that is going to be one of those fitness retreats. So it costs like across 6 months. 2 months. It's like 6.5K. So I've got to be able to get effectively like 3.2 a month kind of deal. But that includes everything: food, drink, fitness classes, massages, buddy. You know, those recovery processes, like there's a jacuzzi and hot and cold and ice baths, and it includes everything, man. So it'd be good, and it doesn't impact my streams, which is good. So I'm able to do that, create content for BKRtravel, but also stream this and get fit. Go to that resort I told you about. I can't remember which one it was. What was it? Type it again and I'll put it into the thing so I can remember it. Alright, so Val Holmes here from the wing. Happy with us so far. Hopefully we can carry this effort all game. Yeah, it's been good so far. It has been good so far, and Val will hit the post and in. So it is 6-0 to the Dragons, 19.5 minutes to go of the first half. Yeah, which resort are you talking about? I saw a couple. Oh, jeez. I'm so sick of sitting on floors over here. There is a chair there, but I'd only just woken up 5 minutes before starting the stream up. Not enough memory to open this page. Oh, let's try and refresh that then. Alright, there we go. But no, it definitely is worth the cost. Oh, I haven't had to cross my legs this much since I was, in primary school. Since I've come to India, where there's not like a bunch of like places that you can sit on a chair whilst doing this. First tackle for the Dragons. They're 18 minutes out. Marriott Merlin Beach. Marriott Merlin Beach. Is that is that like a fitness thing? Oh yeah, Phuket. Is that a fitness thing? Or are you just telling me that's a place that I should go? Song Dung Cave would be awesome to go explore in Vietnam. Yeah, I'll probably go to Vung Tau first, go see my dad and whatnot. My birthday's so fit tackle if the Dragons are 45. My birthday's May 4th, which is the day that we play the Dogs on Magic Round. It would have been good to be. It'll be good to be there actually. I probably will go there first, but it will be good because he owns that restaurant and bar and whatnot, so it's great. Food and drink included on my birthday. That'll be a good one. Andrew says hello, mate. So I probably will go there first, and then from there, that's when I'll go to Thailand. But there's so much to do. There's so much that's why it's great being able to do what I do. You can go wherever you want, whenever you want, kind of deal. Manly now at the 45 on third tackle. Why is the lock so damn big on that door? Oh, that's not even a big lock. That's not even a big lock for India, bro. Fourth tackle now for Manly at the 45. The one that I just had in Jaipur was way bigger. Right hand side, and the 30 metres out. Garrick, he's 18 metres away from the line. The resort has a gym, tennis court, and other stuff. Oh yeah, good. Like a lot of what you see in kind of Fiji and whatnot too. Illawarra comes through. He's knocked the ball on. That's fine. Both Illawarra and Gutho went up for it. It's going to be a knock on here from Gutho. So Manly will get an attacking opportunity here, 10 metres out. Oh, true. You're asking Jay how his weekend was. I was like, you idiot. And there's nothing wrong with it. Both of them are going up for the ball. They've challenged it, but that was about 15, 20 seconds, mate. Is there no 10-second rule anymore? I don't know if there is a 10-second rule anymore. I swear it's like as long as the scrum hasn't packed. So Gutho goes up earlier, sure, but Illawarra's still going for the ball there. And it's fine. No, but he's not making a tackle there. They're both going up for the ball. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Molly's purely competitive. I agree. So it's going to be Manly ball here 10 metres away. Unsuccessful challenge there from the Dragons. I was there, but you were too drunk to notice. Jay was there. I saw him on the TV. We all saw him on the TV. It's just that Andrew didn't see him on the TV. But everyone saw him, mate. That does look like a nice place, though. I'm looking at the images now. The Marriott Merlin Beach. It does look like a nice place. I know why you went to Phuket, buddy. You think I don't know, Brenton? You think I don't know why you went to Phuket of all places? There's 2 places in Thailand where someone says, I went here. Phuket or Pattaya. So first tackle here at the 5, and it's going to be Simkin, who passes it out to Talkiaho, and then Sipley. Second tackle, 3 metres away from the line. They get it across to Nathan Brown. Brown to Cherry Evans. Cherry Evans, they shape the attack to the right. They've dropped a lot of ball today, so I just want to see them hold the ball. Third tackle, 8 metres away here. That is Lehigh Wide. Rolls back to Ruben Garrick off to Cherry Evans. Cherry Evans, 10 metres away, back to Olakawatu. Olakawatu stops and starts. He hasn't had a great game so far, Olakawatu. Fourth tackle. Ping pong show was not just a ping pong show, I'll say that much. Yeah, no, I know. I know, because it was Phuket. Phuket is a big island, but like it was Phuket. Fourth tackle now. Fifth tackle, 8 metres away. Luke Brooks, Ben Trebojevic, short play, hits the grass again, and the Dragons will grab the ball at 20. Manly look in all sorts right now, man. Manly look in absolute all sorts at the moment. They have not looked good in the slightest with the ball in hand. The amount of times they've dropped the ball has just been crazy. They've just been all over the shop, and the Dragons have been the much better team in the early part of this game. That's a good tackle there from Jazz Tavanga, 4th tackle. Manly really need Croker back. They don't have a hooker. They also, their fullback is not Tom Trebojevic. 6 again for the Dragons. They're 45 metres out. So first tackle. Damien Cook gets it off to Sloan. Sloan well inside there from the sideline. The gerbil was stuck and she had to lift her leg to find it. Theory me. A knock on there. That's a knock. Oh, Manly away. No, it's going to be knock on. Knock on from the Dragons. Manly will get the ball at the about 40 or so on their side of the field. My cousin convinced me Manly would win tonight. Well, I'm having some severe and significant lapses of belief in your cousin's thought process. But then again, I tipped Manly. But I did say that I think that the Dragons, such an awkward team, they'll come in here and you know, get a bit of an ambush going. I didn't know if they'd win, but, you know. Forward pass anyway. I think Manly knocked it on end forward pass afterwards, but it will be their ball, obviously. So 8 from 12 completions for Manly, 13 from 15 for the Dragons. 15 minutes to go here to the first half. 67% completion rate for Manly is not good. 87% for the Dragons is fantastic. All right, Talkiaho, 42 metres away now from the line on first tackle. Mate, the water down there does actually look quite good to swim in for once in India, but I googled it and it is not. So, Jay, just to let you know in regards to Harold and Bald in regards to swimming, I don't know why they jumped in that water because there's a direct line of sewerage into the lake. Second tackle here at the 30, especially on the surface level. The surface level is actually worse than the lower level of the lake. And that's obviously where people are swimming. Because people were swimming down there this morning and I was like, oh, cool, must be a good place to swim. I wouldn't swim in a bath over there. It's a good point. It's a good point. Olakawatu here at the 15. And he will be taken down about 12 metres away from the line. 4 tackle. That's 6 again, surely. That's got to be 6 again. No, apparently not. Sherry Evans cuts back to the right. Then he gives it up to Garrick. It's 4 tackle. What is Garrick doing? Yeah, it's going to be a knock-on even Manly. Why'd Garrett kick that ball on 4 tackle? I wouldn't swim in a bath. Oh, man. Like, you do get nervous about literally everything in regards to the water here. Power's gone out in this place multiple times today, too. I've only been here since, like, 9. Alright, so Lucha Leilua, he'll be at the halfway point on second tackle. I really don't know if Manly win this game. Manly have been quite atrocious, actually. So water good to clean yourself. Oh, that's why you have soap and stuff. That's why you have soap. 4 tackle now at the 25. And now 5th at the 15 for the Dragons. They drop it. Goes backwards at least. And now it's not at least. It's a knock-on. Blake, would love Garrett can get some brain cells and score me some super coach points. Well, he wasn't going to score any points there if he held the ball, but he should have held the ball, that's for sure. Yeah, look, to be honest, I didn't think of that. You're a Parramatta fan, of course you're not thinking about soap, mate. When was the last time you had a shower, Andrew? When was the last time you had a shower, buddy? Was it at least in 2025 or what? Or are you not showering until Parramatta wins another comp? Is that what we're doing here? Last night. Why not this morning? You know? Traditional cow shower. It's so good though penalty to Manly is so good not hearing auto horns 24/7 right now. And it's going to be 10 metres for descent against Clint Gutho. So Manly will get the penalty at the 30. Clint Gutherson gets done for descent. It's so, like, the last couple of plays I've been in, it's just so many autos and tuk-tuk horns and all that kind of stuff, as you guys heard last week. This is a lot more relaxed. It rained last night, so it meant shower time. Oh my gosh. Do you realise that rainwater is not clean water? Second tackle here for Manly at the 33. Do you realise how dirty rainwater is? Nathan Brown out to Cherry Evans. I couldn't even say his name. Oh my gosh, they've thrown the ball over the sideline. The amount of times this right-hand side has just thrown the ball to grass or over the sideline or made a knock-on is outrageous. Manly's right side attack has been awful today. Like, look how many times they've gone down that right-hand side and they throw the ball to grass. You mean, gosh damn grass. I'm obviously not serious. We know you're serious, Andrew. We know you're serious, mate. That's exactly right, Brenton. Says sure, Andrew. We know you're serious. Livy says he's definitely a Parra fan. He's definitely a Parramatta fan. Definitely a Parramatta fan. Oh, you Mr. Cock-Eater. So Jazz Tavunga's going to have to come up here for a HIA. I might make myself a tea at half time. Yeah? You know? Oh, also with that fitness place, apparently like tea and coffee is always included, and you can actually call room service to order yourself a tea or coffee. So whilst I'm streaming, I'm just going to call up and order. How good's that? How good's that? Brenton, quiet you. Every person, not Daz, Olivia got ya, and so did Brenton, and so did me. But Brenton's the only one. What, do you hate Newcastle or something? So Ethan Bullimore's getting patched up at the moment at the 40. You hate Newcastle? Is that why you go with him? Dear me. I'm so sorry, Brenton, you had to deal with this absolute travesty of a Parramatta fan. Adam Smart says, good on you, Don. Good on you, Don. What are you saying, Mr. Adam Smart? Good on you, Don. So second tackle for the Dragons, and now Blake Laurie off to Ilias, and then Ilias underneath. Hasn't got anything going there. Third tackler at the 48 on their own side of the field. 10 minutes to go in the first half. 10 minutes to go. Hit that like button. Subscribe if you're new around here. We're so close to 30k, baby. We're so close to 30k. Andy says, at least my team put up points in the last... Oh, Dragons away here. Oh, and then there's a knock-on. That's a knock-on from the Dragons, yeah. Jason Saab actually stopped a try there for the Dragons. By knocking it backwards, the Dragons then tried to pick it up, knocked it forwards, and then it's Manly ball. Very lucky there from Manly. But wow, at least my team put up points in the last 2 weeks. That is valid, but despite that, you do realise you're 5 spots below them. So, oh yeah, by the way, Andrew, you remember how you were upset that we didn't believe that you were a top 8 team prior to last week's game? Do you still upset we don't believe you're a top 8 team right now? I see you went on that potty that Jag was annoying you about. Yeah, I wasn't able to. That was when I was really sick. I was really, really sick. There was no way I was going to be able to do a podcast or anything. I messaged Donnie. I messaged Donnie. I'm still trying to figure out what Adam Smart was referring to. But Donnie is the Mad Dragons guy, and I said, like, I'm too sick, man, I can't do it. I sent a voice message to something new, and he could clearly tell. That was the worst sickness I've had here. Luke Brooks, fit tackle to the 45 on the Dragons side of the field. Surfrice says NRL will allow teams to sign 2 Papua New Guinea pathway players to start the cap to ready for entrance in 2028. Yeah, I saw that. And that ball will bounce back here for Manly to Luke Brooks. And then Luke Brooks will get another stab at it. He gets the offload away. And now Koala, he'll throw the ball to grass. And they'll throw it again. Oh no, Manly. Knock on Manly at the halfway point. Oh my gosh, just kick the ball. It's a disaster, mate. Oh, and then it's a penalty of the Dragons. Oh my gosh. Manly, you're having a mare. You're having an absolute disaster, mate. An absolute disaster. But did you see that Peter Flanders was talking about taking a team to Hawaii? That'd be so cool, bro. It's not going to happen ever. But that'd be so cool if they did that. That'd be so cool. Yeah, well, Papua New Guinea stuff will start to ramp up over the next couple of years. So, get used to them talking about ways to benefit Papua New Guinea. And do not be surprised if there is an agenda to push a positive Papua New Guinean team in by giving them some advantageous calls. Someone says these Manly Cats are but Grass McGrath has been their best player. Blake Laurie, he'll be taken down 10 metres away from the line, second tackle. Damien Cook gets it across. And good pass there to Val Holmes. It was not. It was a forward pass. Daniel Bates. So, morning. I'm guessing this game isn't the gold standard of the round due to the Thursday slot. Well, Thursday slot doesn't mean shit, but it's been a very odd game. Been a very awkward game. The Dragons put a lot of pressure on, but they haven't been perfect by any means, and Manly have been putrid. Putrid. He was the last troll Jay blocked Andrew's other account. I'm sure it was Don. Andrew's other account. Don. Did you hire someone named Don last week, Jay? Yeah, good point, Mitchell. Para can't win the comp for 2 years now. What did Mitchell say? I wouldn't be talking considering you've conceded 50 twice. They have. Yep. Not only did they say, well, we can't win the comp anymore because we've conceded 50, but we want to double down on that and pass it to the next person, which is us. The Eels. What's the best game of this round, would you say? Honestly, Eels-Tigers could be it. Not for the greatest reasons, but Eels-Tigers could be a really close-knit game. Bulldogs-Rabbitohs will be a fun one tomorrow. Bulldogs-Rabbitohs. Warriors-Broncos might be alright. Roosters-Panthers might be alright. Titans-Raiders, I don't know. Knights-Sharks, not for me. I would say you're probably looking towards that Bulldogs-Rabbitohs game tomorrow, but I think Bulldogs win. Funny how the NRL has given Papua New Guinea more time to prepare than what they gave the Titans and the Dolphins. Well, Titans was 2005, 2007, wasn't it? Oh, Dragons knock on. It's going to be Manly ball here at the 15. And knock on Manly first. Well, they may challenge this. Yep, they're going to challenge this. And I think Titans got 2 years. Dolphins got effectively 1, didn't they? I got Grassy in for Cleary. Cost me a lot to upgrade. It makes sense, but it's worth it. Grassy is worth an entire salary cap. So Captain's Challenge. Tyrell Sloan up, and I think this is a knock on Dragons. It's kind of Tyrell Sloan's right arm. Oh no, that's right. Oh no, it is Tyrell Sloan's right arm. Yeah, it's a knock on Dragons. Yeah. It wasn't even a knock-on from Manly. Oh, it was a knock-on from Ben Jabojevic, but in the air, it was definitely just a knock-on there from the Dragons. And it says, it is a different country compared to Titans and Dolphins. What does that matter? What's that matter? What's your point that you're trying to make by that? Could be in Fiji. What's that matter that it's in a different country? At the end of the day, are they not a professional rugby league team in the same competition trying to win the same prize that the Titans and Dolphins have both been wanting to win? What's the difference between them being a different country? Perth's a different country, basically, to Australia. Yeah, what's the point? What are you trying to say by them being a different country? Are you saying that they're... I don't understand your purpose there. First tackle now 10 metres away. Tigers got their best halves pairing of the year. How good. Go to Tigers. Second tackle here, 4 metres away from the line. 5 minutes and 50 seconds left of the first half. 6 again. If Manly score here, Dragons should be quite disappointed that they're not leading at half time. I mean, Dogs, Rabbits will be game of the week. I think it should be, but a lot of the time the game of the week usually ends up being one you never thought would be game of the week. Second, i.e. Eels, Dragons the other week. Manly short play! Oh, I think he's been held up and then he's lost it maybe. Or maybe Gutho's stripped it, I'm not sure. They're going to go to the bunker here. He doesn't score though. They're just going to see how he loses. And it's Nathan Brown, so if he's probably lost the ball, it's probably come from his own accord. Might be Perth Bears, I promise that. I'm glad. I'll accept your promise and I'll run home with it. So Nathan Brown's just over the line there. He should never have thought that he was going to get a try, so he should have just held it. What extra advantage is it to be in Queensland? Exactly. Well, like geographically, sure, but it wouldn't. The argument doesn't really make sense. They are. I am just saying that maybe they don't have the same advantages as a team in Queensland. Okay, so what are the advantages? He's lost the ball, so it's going to be Dragons ball here at the 20. What are the advantages that the Titans and the Dolphins receive in comparison to the Papua New Guinea team? What are the advantages? I'll give you one. I'll help you out. The one advantage is that they are closer to the rest of the competition. Outside of that, what is an advantage that Papua New Guinea gets that the Titans and the Dolphins don't? Or do, sorry. More desirable. Less travel. Yeah, but what does this have to do? Well, first they just basically said that, but also what does that have to do with anything? Like, I don't understand what the point is that you're making here, though. So, penalties to the Dragons. Papua New Guinea Hunters is the team name. No. Papua New Guinea Hunters is the Queensland Cup team. Papua New Guinea Cornwalls is the international team. I don't think they've come up with a name yet. It's still 3 years away, so I don't think they've got a team name yet. If they go with the Hunters, sure, but they wouldn't have decided that yet. Yeah, what is Andrew dribbling about, Brenton? It's a great point that you make. I don't understand what Andrew is trying to say. I don't know. First tackle at the 15. I am lost at this point. I am lost. I don't understand what the purpose of this is. So the Dragons, Gutho, they flick the ball on to the right. It will be over the sideline. Good defense there from Manly. I can't be bothered, to be honest. Well, what's happened? What's happened? I don't understand what's happening. You've lost. I'm lost. I don't know. Database says Dogs are so inspirational. 70k for a regular season game. Yeah, well, how about this one for a retort? Where the fuck were they 4 years ago, Daz? How about that? Where were the Dogs fans 4 years ago? You were here. But I can tell you that not many were. But yeah, everyone who's in that 70k crowd will be like, I was there when we lost 66-0 to the Knights. It was like a 10k crowd, and 70,000 people will say they were there that day. Smartest Sparrow fan. Andrew, you're a Muppet, but you're our Muppet, but you are a Muppet. More room for activities. And that's going to be 6 again for Manly at the halfway point. Yep, 6 again. That's huge. Lehigh Bawade. First tackle there, 44 metres away from the Dragons line. 3 minutes to go here of the first half. He needs sugar-free cordial. Damn, I want like a Diet Coke or something. And it says, I just was trying to say that an international team compared to an interstate team needs more preparation. I would say specifically, sure, okay, but Ethan Butterball, 5 metres away, sure, but on the basis that Papua New Guinea is like a third world nation, I get, but that's kind of obvious. I was Manly lost the ball. It's Dragons ball here at the 20. First tackle, Manly have been all over, and they give away a penalty. Manly have been dreadful. And play on, the Dragons are away, and now they're at the 40. First tackle. As says, the NRL dictate where these 2 extra players go, or are the Storm, Bronx, and Dogs going to get the top 6 players and the rest get what's left? I would say that it would be on the basis of your marketing skills from a club to a player. But then again, these Papua New Guinea guys won't give a shit where they go. They won't care if they go to the Broncos or the Titans or the Eels or the Tigers or the Storm or the Roosters. A penalty to the Dragons here, I'd consider going for the 2. I'd go for the 2 up on the Dragons. Make it 8-0. Nathan Brown, you're a Muppet. You're a Muppet. You're a Muppet. It's going to be 8-0 here to the Dragons. If you're smart, you take the 2 here with a minute and a half to go, 30 metres out, basically right in front. Val Holmes cracks it over. I'm hoping to get him players won't give a shit, so it will come down to who offers the best, and I don't think that a lot of teams are going to care too heavily about offering a great deal. Titans won't offer a fantastic deal. Cowboys may because they're of the vicinity. Broncos won't give a shit. Dolphins probably won't give a shit. Knights won't give a shit. Maybe like Parramatta might. There are certain teams that will care more about that. Than that. I'd say Storm probably will actually because of like their history with Justin Olam and whatnot. So one says, Manly are well, Manly. Those cats, what? Manly are well, Manly. Those cats have 0. Your English skills needs work. Manly are well, Manly. Those cats have 0 consistency. Manly are well. Manly, those cats. Manly are well, Manly. What are you doing, Seb? And it says, look, I was too young for when New Zealand came in, so I don't know how that worked compared to Papua New Guinea. I was 1 year old when New Zealand came in. Were you even born yet? Are you 30? And the Dragons will make it 8-0 with 27 seconds to go here the first half. Adam Smart says, do they get to play in top team or just a training contract? Depends on how the team feels. Ultimately, this is like development stuff. Ultimately, it's like development. If the team feels like they want to keep them around and play them, then they can play. But that they would need to put them into the top 30. Oh, wait. No, they wouldn't. No, they can play them if they want. I doubt they will, but they can play them if they want. So Damien Cook comes off for a HIA here. 17 seconds left. And since I wasn't around. 1995 was when the Cowboys and the Warriors came in. The Pommers made the language and they still suck at it. It's right, Seb. It is right. And Garrick tries to get over the sideline, but he cannot do it. And now it's Dragons ball here at the 35. Manly have been so underwhelming, dude. They have thrown passes to grass so much. So much. And that, my friends, should be El Halftime Amundas. There you go. Halftime. And it is 8-0 to the Dragons. Manly have been really poor. Really poor. And the Dragons haven't been much better, but they have been clear and defined better. But, you know, overall, like the Dragons would be content with it. I don't know if they'd be super happy with their first half, but much better than Manly's first half, that's for sure. Dazo says, gee whiz, this game is a snooze fest. It's not been the most enthrallingly entertaining of games, but it's a close one still. Manly just have been so poor in regards to their ball handling skills and passing the ball and hitting the grass and making mistakes, whether it be in the attack and 10 where they had opportunities, and then there's that right side attack that has been so poor where they've been dropping the ball all night. The left-hand side's been barely even getting the ball because they've been going right and knocking the ball on. It's just been really, really poor here from Manly at the moment, and there's a whole second half to turn it around. It's only 8-0. It's not like the game is over by any stretch of the imagination. And although the Dragons haven't been great, they've been much better than this Manly team and are very well deserving of the lead as we currently speak. And 8-0 probably represents that. I don't think it represents like a 12 or 18-0. I think 8-0 is pretty fair and pretty fine. And even if you take away that penalty to make it 6-0, that would have been fine for me too. But yeah, the whole second half is still to come. The completion rate for these two teams is 63% and 65%, which, you know, you spit on. 12 from 19 for Manly and 15 from 23 or 17 from 25 for the Dragons at 68%. Those completion rates are poor. They're really poor. Manly's is pathetic. And the Dragons at 17 from 25 is better, but nothing spectacular by any means. Like, again, to reiterate this, people who don't really know the stats, you want to be aiming for at a minimum 75% on a completion rate. That is your minimum. Anything below that is dreadful. Then you've got 80 plus. 80 to 85 is really good. That's a really good completion rate. 85 plus is absolutely spectacular. Both of these teams are under 70% right now, which is really poor. And especially Manly's completion rate is really, really pathetic. Possession-wise, 54% of the Dragons, 46% the Manly. I actually think if Manly could just hold onto a ball for one time in their lives, they probably would have more possession, but, so be it. All runs, Dragons have had 11 more runs than Manly at 98 for 87. Do understand these stats do change at half time as they update, but through 12 more runs, 99 to 87, the Dragons have 928 metres run to 812. So they've got an extra 120 odd metres made for the Dragons through 12 runs. So they're averaging the 10 metres per run. 10 metres per run more with their runs, which is really good. Post contact metres is 300 of the Dragons, 297 of Manly. So with 12 less runs, they've got the exact same post contact. So that's a good sign for Manly. Line breaks though, Manly 0, Dragons 4. Wow. Tackle breaks 9 for the Dragons, 8 to Manly is pretty similar. Manly are actually got a better average set distance of 41.1 metres per set, whilst the Dragons are at 35.84. But I don't trust this stat. I don't trust it because last week we saw a team that had more meters, had more runs, had more line breaks, and more post-contact meters, and they were down by like 7 meters on an average set distance, which made absolutely zero sense. It doesn't make sense. It's not possible. So, anyway, I don't necessarily trust it. But Manly are at 42.9, Dragons are at 34.3. The basis is 35 that you look for, the very bare minimum. Dragons are underneath that, so that is putrid. Manly at 42.9. The kind of good level, like a really solid level, is 40 to 45, and they're at 42.89, right bang in the middle of that. So they'd be happy with that, if that's correct. Average play the ball speed is 3.33 for Dragons, 3.56 for Manly. So Manly's play the balls relatively slow, whilst the Dragons play the ball is quite speedy. I'm more on the kind of lower end of the basic speed level of a play the ball. And then offloads 8-4 Dragons way. Kick refusals 33% for the Dragons, not great. 75% for Manly. Defensive effective tackle percentage. The Dragons 191 tackles made with 8 missed tackles and 6 ineffective is really good. That's 93.17% on the effective tackle percentage. Anything above 88% is really, really good. Anything above 90 is amazing, and they're at 93.17%. And even Manly not doing too bad themselves at 90.2%. 184 tackles made, 9 missed tackles and 11 ineffective. So both teams, tackle-wise and defensively, have been really, really solid. But neither attack has been flowing by any means as well. So I think that stat there is benefited by the lack of attack for both Manly and the Dragons, because Ilias and Flanagan are not the answer. And for Manly, Cherry Evans and just Luke Brooks just aren't getting it done at the moment. And the negative play, 9 errors to the Dragons, 7 errors to Manly. That is pathetic on both accounts. Penalties conceded, 5 to Manly, 3 to the Dragons. Pathetic on both accounts. So yeah, rough first half. It's a rough first half here, but we'll see how the second half does transgress, man. We'll see how the second half does get on, but it was a rough first half. Skidder Media with the dollar done notion. Get around the dollary do from Skidder Media. Get around you. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you, man. Seb Watson says, doesn't have to be literally every other week, Andrew. But Manly weren't good last week. Oh no, what's happening here? Seb Watson says, I'll go back to listening and not trying to type while sitting in traffic. I meant those wankers are always the same every year. One good game, next one shit. I can't even joke about that because I can't suggest you to just be on your phone whilst holding with your left hand and driving. I can't suggest that even as a joke because then I'm responsible. So I will not be doing that. Ads Gain says Manly are trash. They're not looking too good right now, but neither of the Dragons, but they've been still a much better team to watch, but neither team's been good today. Bob Bell says, what does everyone think about the first half? Not great. Not great. Bob, Manly can only pass the grass and Dragons are a little better. That is probably spot on there, Andrew. Probably spot on there for sure. Scott Wood said, pretty scrappy first half. Yeah, not the most enthralling of first halves, man. And Dragons deserve their lead, that's for sure. The Dragons have been the better team. But I wouldn't say that they've lit the world on fire doing it. They've just been better than Manly. Manly have been so unorganised in every capacity. Defensively, they've been solid, but the Dragons aren't throwing anything at them really at the attack in 20. They're getting line breaks in the middle of the park around the 30-metre mark on their own side of the field, 30-40. But they're not clinical enough because they don't have good halves, the Dragons. That's their biggest downfall this year. Ilias and Flanagan are not the guys. They're just simply not. Whilst Manly are getting Manly are winning the forwards battle in the middle. They are. That's what the average set distance really tells you. So Manly are winning the forwards battle, but they're just. I think this is just a really awkward setup right now where Manly aren't getting a great deal of attack out of Lee Harper-White at fullback, and I think it is impacting them because they do direct a lot of their play around Trbojevic being that floating fullback. I will say that, if you're Manly, I wouldn't put it out of the equation of going out and searching for a fullback. I would not put it out of the equation to move on from Trbojevic. I think it's time. I think he's injured too much, and I think when he's fit and healthy, I think they're going to bite the bullet, because when he's fit and healthy, it's great. But when is he fit and healthy? And touch wood, he's good and he's fine, but unfortunately, he's never fit and healthy, and you can't rely upon that. You just simply can't rely upon that anymore. So who did Manly go for? I think Chan's going to Super League. The Titans have a plethora of fullbacks, and it's not necessarily working out between AJ and JC in the halves. So Keano's going to take the fullback. You ain't taking Keano. Maybe you look towards trying to get AJ out of his contract, or JC. I don't think JC leaves. I think there's that option. There's also, plenty of players around in the fullback position, but I think Manly is getting to a bit of a nerve-wracking point with their fullback position. Mitchell says, Pacers don't have anyone close to the sexiness as Josh Goody, Adam. Oh, Adam Smart says, can't believe you're wearing that hat after that last game. You need to chuck a Pacers one on now. Take a ride in the wagon. Do you know who you're talking about in regards to the Indiana Pacers? Do you know who you're talking about? This team could get beaten in a sweep by 50 points every game, and the Chicago Bulls would still have more self-respect than the Indiana Pacers. What are you talking about? Indiana Pacers! Mate, your team destroyed any chance of a championship because you went into the malice in the palace. Your team would have won the championship either that year or the next year. But you got into a big old fist fight in Detroit, and now you're a rabble of an organization. Rabble. You ruined your entire history was ruined because of that fight. Your entire history, bro. Like, the Indiana Pacers don't even speak to Chicago Bulls fans in regards to teams and organizations and messes. We got 6 championships. You got Jack. Hey Blaze, he'll be number 3 here. My accounts have been hidden, but I'm still lurking. I don't believe you. We're not hiding you, bro. We would see it. Like, I can go through it, and I guarantee I think there's a mistake with your account, bro, because we aren't hiding anybody. So, yeah, Jay's just removed the comment. I don't understand why you keep saying this, Hillbilly, because we aren't hiding you, mate. It's a strange one here, because there is no one hiding you from our side. So, I was looking for something to watch while eating my kebab, but there's nothing better than some BKR footy commentary. Appreciate it, Society. Sapphire says Chicago Bulls logo upside down as a robot violating a crab. Yeah, get it into your crab. Should the Titans make a plan? I'm timing you out. I'm timing you out for a minute. Brett Neslick. Don't ever suggest that we go for Fogarty. I'm timing you out for a minute. Unbelievable. Get a grip of yourself, Mr. Brett Neslick. Get a grip of yourself. Unbelievable. Oh, Anderson Brett, I think he knows the answer on that. Well, he does now. He does now know the answer. No, it's been hidden and talked too much shit. Oh, did he really? Oh, true. Well, there you go. Unfortunately, Hillbilly. Jay said you talk too much shit. And I trust his word. I trust his word. When did he get hidden? When did he originally get hidden, Jay? I've never seen it. Because that was me honestly saying, like, we're not hiding you. Pacers got 3 ABA championships. Imagine supporting a team from Indiana. Adam Smart says, do you know why Gold Coast chicks can't do reverse cowbell? Oh, here we go. Why can't Gold Coast chicks do reverse cowgirl? Hey? What's going on here? Wonder what the future is for the Titans halves. Zane Harrison's the answer to that. Zane Harrison has won everything that you can possibly think of. You would have seen him as the 18th man for the under-19s last year. He'll be in the team this year. Zane Harrison, there is a chance that he might play the starting seven for New South Wales in the under-19s this year. He is a phenomenal up-and-coming player. Phenomenal. I reckon Andrew and Para fans do reverse cowgirl. I don't really want to think about that, to be completely honest with you. I'm not going to lie. I don't really. Yeah, yeah. Why is Adam asking me? It's a good point. It's a good point. I might make myself a tea. I might make myself a tea. All right, I'm gonna make myself a tea. You guys keep talking about Gold Coast girls and reverse cowgirls and hillbilly getting apparently hidden and talking too much shit, and I don't know, but it's 8-0 here to the Dragons. So hit that thumbs up button, guys. Subscribe if you're new around here. I will be back in a few moments. Hold on. And it says, Zane Harrison is a kid that broke my heart when he carved up my old high school and my mate's brother. Your mate's brother deserved it, and so did your high school. I'll be back in a second. Alright, we're back. Dude, look how small this little cup is. I like, when I drink tea or coffee or something, I like big cups. This is tiny. It's like a little zipper. Little zip zap. Little zip zap. Tell you what, tiny. That's, dude, that in one gulp. Now I'm going to really just like sip it. Unbelievable. Oh, here we go. Kuppy is only fan in India setup. What is he saying? India is the home of the Kama Sutra, right? Sure. Why is that even being brought up? Where did Kama Sutra come into this? Ah, the reverse cowgirl. Ah, Dazman says, parafans do reverse cowgirl with a man. Thank you, Daz. That's a Bulldogs comment, if I ever did see one. That is a Bulldogs fan comment. Yeah. Yeah, thank you, Daz. And tea. Is India the home of tea? I know India is big for tea. Where did tea originate from? I wonder if that's a... No, well, not originate from, but where's like the main... Earliest history... Oh, I just put where did it originate from. I didn't put anything. So it started telling me the earliest history of Earth. Southwest China, Tibet, North Myanmar, and Northeast India. Southwest... Oh, so around the Kashmir section. Okay. Oh, cool. Yeah, well, like I know tea is massive in India. I did tea testing in India the other day. Wait, is this the second half? Are we on? Is this second half on? Oh, we're 4.5 minutes into the second half. Yeah, it's getting ready. We're 5 minutes into the second half. I didn't even realise. It's 8-0 here to the Dragons with 35 minutes to go of the game. I didn't even realise we were on for ages. Thank you, Slapper. I'm all over the shop, man. I was on a train all night last night, bro. So, the train actually, I was in first AC, which is like the best class. It was like $35 Australian for an 8-hour journey, so I'm not complaining. It was actually really comfortable. However, it was still a long journey. But, alright, so the Dragons short dropout, and it will go 10, and it will go to Manly. Oh, no, apparently it didn't. I thought it did go 10 metres. I would challenge this if I was Manly. I would challenge this. I thought that did go 10. Here we go. That will... I think it hits the line. That bounces on the line. I think that bounces on the line. You need a better hiding spot, Andrew, or your missus will find your double-ended Diddy doll. Deary me, this chat's off its rocker. So they've challenged this here, Manly. It took them about 30 seconds to challenge it, so the 10-second rule doesn't exist anymore. It hits the line. It hits the line to 10 metres. So it's Manly ball. And also, Slapper, what you mean we've been on for ages? It's been 4 minutes. Like, quite literally, it was 4 minutes. How do Aussies drink tea? Milk and sugar? It depends on what you prefer. I drink it with milk and sugar, sure. But there are some people who drink it black. Yeah, Manly play the ball and tackle 0. But what's the mutual infringement? I don't know. Anyway, it's challenge successful, so Manly ball at 10. Shortbread biscuits are my favourite Milo. I had waffles, Nutella, and ice cream this morning. It was unbelievable. It was unbelievable. And banana as well. Banana, Nutella, waffles, and ice cream. It was unbelievable. I like the biscuit where it has the red thing in the middle. Like jam. I'm not a big fan of jam. Not a big fan of jam. But Manly here. 10 metres away from the line. 34 minutes to go here of the game. Ethan Bullimore. First tackle. 8 metres away. I'm not a big fan of jam, but I do love scones. Scones are amazing. Scones with a bit of butter. How you going? Second tackle, 5 metres out, and the Dragons are away. Tyrell Sloan's away here. I'd nearly call it. The 40, at the 50, the 40, the 30, the 20, the 10. Well done, Manly. You have just thrown this one completely and utterly out of whack. The Dragons will lead 12-0 with a kick to come. The Dragons go up the other end of the field, and they will score. When did I become the bloke everyone takes a piss out of? I said last week, Andrew, you're a Muppet, but you're our Muppet, and it's commendable that you can take all the shit you get here, but, you know, It's because of comments like the Eels are going to make the 8 this year, and then getting annoyed that we didn't believe that the Eels wouldn't make the 8 this year when that team is in 17th. Let me paint a picture for you, Andrew. Let's assume the Eels are in first position. I know it's not. There's no world that ever happens in history, but let's assume that the Eels are in first, and you've got Brenton Eslick in the chat, who is a Knights fan, and let's assume the Knights have won. 3 Wooden Spoons in a row. Let's assume that. Well, give them 3 spoons, whatever. They did in 2016, 2017 area. 2015, 16, 17 was the Knights. That was the worst team ever. Now, just assume that Brenton comes into the stream and says, despite being in last position, and having 50 put past him on multiple occasions, he tries to tell you that the Knights are guaranteed for the top 8, and that you're considering top 8 eligibility in round 6 of the season, despite having a horrid start, having multiple 50 scores put past you, and being annoyed that we don't believe that the Knights are going to be a top 8 team on the same level as Eels. What would you say to that? That's the issue. That's why people take piss. Because unfortunately, you're a little bit delulu. You're a little bit delulu in regards to the Eels this year. So the Dragons will convert the kick, so it's 14-0 to El St. George Illawarra Dragons. And it says, I would tell him to check himself into a mental hospital. Welcome, Andrew. So where we are at mentally, with you. Welcome. You are now at the point with Brenton, as we are with you. I'm glad that I was able to explain that to you, where you now understand. You are the man. You are the man that we are encouraging to go into a mental hospital. Oh, don't worry, after last week, I am in the mental hospital. We know that. Oh, we know that. I would show Andrew that past 2 years compared to Paras. Past 2 years compared to Paras? What do you mean? Oh, no, but Brandon, I'm trying to say that I'm using the Knights name, but the Eels position, and also, like last year and whatnot. It's got nothing to do with Newcastle. Newcastle is just the name that I'm giving to him so that he can understand why people think that he's delusional for thinking the Eels are a top 8 team this year. It's just the name. It's got nothing to do with Newcastle or Knights or anything to do with them. It's just so that he can understand from an outsider's perspective. But hey, we got Moses back. Unbelievable, mate. Unbelievable. I do think you can beat the Eels. Oh, well, you can beat the Eels. I do think you can beat the Tigers. I do. I think you probably... I don't know if you do, but I think you could. This is such a small cup, and I hate it. I'm already finished. Thoughts on Taruva and Galvin, if you have any? I think that there's multiple thought processes and opinions and perspectives that you can have in this situation. I think that Taruva took it too far. I think that Luai did a good job at calling out the behaviour. I think Benji handled it with class. And I also don't think that a 19-year-old kid should be dragged across the coals as much as he has. So you can think of it from multiple perspectives. I see both sides. I don't think that Galvin is the villain. And I don't think that the Tiger's the villain. I think this is just, unfortunately, a situation where multiple perspectives are right, but I think Taruva was wrong. Manly are away here. Manly are going to score. Manly going to score. Manly going to score. Manly going to score! Out of nowhere, they will score. And it's 14-4 with a kick to come. Manly. Manly back into the game. That was a really easy try on that left-hand side. Manly haven't looked like scoring all day today, but as soon as they got that ball out to the wing, it was a 2-on-1 guaranteed, and it was an easy try. It was an easy try. I will say, though, the comments that Galvin and Isaac Moses were going to say it's Moses. Let me know if I'm back on. Sorry. I was using my phone, and now I've got the actual password here for the internet. So just let me know when we are back on. Because I had to go and get the password and whatnot. Alright, play from live, so we can come back and we're good, hopefully. Keeps buffering. Yeah, no, sorry, it was, no, it's not your internet, Andrew, it was my internet, because I was using my phone. But over here, oh, there's a bin for Manly. There's a bin. Over here, you can only use so much of your own internet before it cuts it off. So I have no internet for the rest of the day now, even though I've got like 20 gigabytes, right? It's really weird. I had to use my phone because I didn't have the password, but now I have the password for the hotel. We're back. Okay, beautiful. Anyone have an update on Sporty? What do you mean on Sporty? So there is a bin here for Manly. They are down to man. It's 14-6 the Dragons with 28 minutes left here in the game. Sorry about that little bit of mess up there, guys. Won't be like that for the rest of the weekend. There is an injury here for the Dragons. And Jack Development will have to come back. It will go on the field now. Alright, so 28 minutes left here of the first half. Damn, it's really bright. I need to figure out a way to make that less bright. Since it was foul play. Yes, because of the foul play, you are entitled to utilise your 18th man. Alright, so Ilias will kick this ball to about the halfway point. Really good kick there from Ilias, actually. Really good kick. Tell me how many fingers I'm holding up, just so I know how far behind you are from me. Seth Rice's Parrot already conceded 200 points this season. Yes. Oh no, knock on from the Dragons on first tackle. On Illawarra going in on him. What's he doing? Okay, beautiful. Thank you, Blake, for saying too. You're a muppet. But yeah, no, it's pretty much live. It's pretty much live. Q1, thank you, Johnny boy. Q is not a number, but thank you very much. But yeah, Val Holmes will lose the ball on first tackle. Trying to get the ball back to Flanagan, but yeah, it was a mistake there from the Dragons, and Manly is starting to get a bit of a leg up in the game. Andrew thought you would have said 28. Why would Andrew say 28? Do you mean 38? Is that what you're trying to say? I find that weird though in India, how you can only use so much of your phone internet. Penalty to Manly. Jeez, they are really starting to get a good move on in this game. I find it weird that you're only allowed to use a certain amount of your internet. Did I see the highest shot? Not really. Not really. Still learning how to count, sorry. No, Manly, you're not taking the 2. What? What are you doing? What? 40 metres out, they're going for the 2, Manly. I guess it soaks up time with the man in the bin, but what? You're down by 8, dude. I find this is an odd decision-making process. Although Quattro has been strong lately. It wasn't good in the first half of this game by any means, but sure. Why would you take the 2 here from 40 out? Like, sure, you should be able to get this. But it's not the easiest kick ever. When do I come back to Australia? I don't know, bro. I don't know. I might come through Australia on the way to Fiji before I try to get to Chicago, maybe. But I doubt I'll be there this year. I doubt I'll be back this year. But we'll see. We'll see. I just don't understand why Manly are taking the 2 here. He's never come back, not even if there's a fire. Well, there's plenty of those in Australia, mate. Plenty of fires in Australia. And Garrick will get the kick. Goes right over the post. So it is 14-8 with 25 minutes to go here in the game. Manly still with the man in the bin. I just find that odd decision-making process, man. I find that a super odd thought process to take that 2. But sure, they're now within 6. They're now within 6. Alright, let me just put this internet on my phone. First and second floor, there we go. Did Guffer put a Manly jersey on again? Say go for the 2 and then put the Dragon jersey back on and love the 2? It's so early. And you put yourself into the attack in 20. 12 on 13, or it doesn't matter. Like, at the end of the day, like, give yourself an opportunity. Scoreboard, thank you, Scooter. I will refresh that because Jay doesn't know how to do his job. It's really unfortunate. Really, really unfortunate. Alright, so, second tale. By the way, Brenton, we didn't get to talk to you because you weren't here for the night stream last week, I don't believe. What the hell was that from Newcastle? What the hell was last week? That was one of the worst performances I've nearly ever seen from a team ever. Jay is on tariff wages. Makes sense. Out to the left to Luke Brooks. Luke Brooks to the 45. Then to Lee Habawade. Habawade's away. Try time. Guaranteed try. Ben Trebojevic. And they've scored with a man in the bin, which means they probably should have gone for the try. They could have had two. But they're going to equal this game up. They're going to tie this game up. It is 14-12 with a kick to come Manly to tie it up at 14-14. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo. We're on for a game here, baby. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. It's about to be 14-14. Manly did this last week, though. Manly did this last week against Cronulla. They couldn't get over the line, though. Cronulla just broke away again. But Manly continuously did this last week, where they would allow the team to be in front and convincingly, and then just kind of go bounce, bang, bang, wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. And it's about to be 14-14. We got Gamble back this week. Let's see what happens. Brenton, that means you're going to change your halves for the 100th millionth time. I'm okay with it because your halves last week were hilarious, but I don't want to talk about it. Mate, you know we're going to have to talk about it someday. Because that was given... I even said this. That was prime time Knights 2015-2017 times. That game for the Knights was prime time 2015-18 Knights. Hello, Shatij, get around your brother. Brenton says we got... Oh, that's right. I can answer on behalf of Brenton. They need the $13 million man. I don't think Dylan Brown's going to do a great deal to change what happened last week, to be fair. I think your defense is unreal, Brenton, but, you know, this also proves that, yeah, defense wins championships, but you need at least a try. You need at least a try. So 14-14 with 22 minutes to go through the game. We are all tied up. How's Udaipur doing? How's the weather? It's about 41 degrees right now, so it's hot, but no, it's good. It's beautiful. I'm not having to hear auto and tuk-tuk horns 24/7, which is a good positive. You know, anywhere in Delhi, Agra, or Jaipur, it's all, you know, honk, honk, honk. But here, not so much, which has been good. Here, not so much. Skidamedi says defense wins championships 2023 Broncos. Your defense wasn't better than the Panthers that year, I think. Was it? 2023. 2023 in round 27. The Panthers had very clearly the best defense in the comp. Very clearly. They had 312 points against. You had 425 points against. What's your point in regards to 2023? Like, defense wins championships, that's a guarantee. Like, that's a 100% guarantee. But the Knights' attack is so bad that it takes away how... Wouldn't it be nice? Alright, I think we might be back on now. We may be. But everything's still an absolute schmozzle. Absolute schmozzle. I'm going to try and refresh this game so that I can try and put this back on if it's working again. Okay, that's working. Alright, so let me just see if anything's actually changed here in the game. And then I need to get this chat sorted. I think we might be back on, but then again, these things are... I'm going to stop it and start it one more time. I'm just going to quickly check what the score is first. So, the Dragons scored. So, it's 20-14 Dragons with 17.5 minutes to go here of the of the game, guys. Sorry, it's just the power just went out. Okay, we're back underway. We're back on. We're back. I can see you guys again. But I have to refresh this. The browser source. See if this works. Okay, that's back up again. Beautiful. Alright, sorry guys, I can't do anything about that. And I couldn't even use my phone. I couldn't even use my phone to fix it because I have no internet now because I had to use it before. Alright, second tackle here for the Dragons. They're 22 metres out from their own line. They go out left-hand side here to Flanagan. I thought it would have to be more because Tiger said 6 mil. Oh, what's happening here? I don't even know what you're talking about. Shane Spears, Titans to win this weekend 13 plus. Hey, listen, I'd love to say I agree with you. I hope so, bro. I hope so, mate. I just want a good performance out of the boys. So, fit tackle now for the Dragons at the 50. Was it a good try that they scored? Was it a good try? Where are you shooting from, Blaze? I'm in Udaipur in India. Udaipur in India. Unfortunately, the power has gone out like two or three times today. I only got here today, but you know we can only do what we can do, and at least we're live now. Cherry Evans off to Jason Saab, and Saab beat the 20. Talking about Galvin and what he's worth. Oh, Galvin. Well, you're always going to remember the cap is always going to rise, right? The cap will always rise with the broadcasting deals and with the financial gain of the competition and the inflation and whatnot. So the cap will always rise. I don't think that he's at the... I don't think he's anywhere near the mill yet. I don't think he's anywhere near the mill. Like, if I'm a club, I would still be looking... I'd still be looking at, like, on prospect... Like, if you're giving him a 5-year deal, I'd still be looking around the 750, but, like, he's not going to take that kind of deal. But that's kind of where I see him at. I just think it's just such a high risk for someone who's not done anything yet. Like, Galvin's not done anything yet. Besides winning a spoon with the team last year, it's not necessarily his fault, but, you know, like, what has Galvin done to demand over $1 million a season? I reckon Para will offer what they're paying Brown now. Parramatta will offer a big contract, yeah. They've already probably done it. I got Lockie for 450k or something. 450? Oh, no one's taking anything like that, bro. Oh, down to the right, Tyrell Sloan. Tyrell Sloan at the 20, kicks the ball over the top for himself. Where's the bounce? And Sherry Evans will grab it, and he can get away now. He's at the 10, the 15, the 20, and he'll be taken down to the 22 or so. First tackle. Saves the day for Manly. Yeah, 450k is way too low, bro. Like, that's getting down towards the minimum contract that you can have as an NRL player. There's no way a guy that is the, you know, has a knock on there from Manly. Tommy Talau knocks the ball on his own 28. Oh, penalty, sorry. My bad. Penalty to Manly, that helps. By the way, that kick from Cherry Evans could have gone anywhere. That kick from Cherry Evans could have gone absolutely anywhere. So he's very lucky that it bounced perfectly for him. But now Manly are going to get themselves out of trouble. Something around that range. You know, I'm sorry, excuse me, but 450k is not even close. No one's offering 450k for a player like that. You're probably looking, you know, towards that. Like, I even think 800k is probably too much, sure, but 450k is down way too low, way too low for a spinal player. You've got to be at minimum looking at 6, 7, at very minimum, and he's not accepting that contract. The 450k isn't worth it to anybody nowadays on a 5-year deal, which is what he'd be looking for as a young bloke. And another ball hits the grass there for Manly, and it'll be Tolotau Koala who grabs his ball at the halfway point, and then second tackle will be taken down. And it says, all I know is that we're no longer doing player options. Yes, you are. Every team does. Titans still do it. Every team does it. That's why Tino and Dave, we got slaughtered, but every single team when the plant does player and team options. If there's a player option, I guarantee there's a team option there too. Everyone looks at Tino's contract now, and it's like, yeah, Tino's got a 10-year contract with player options, but there's also club options involved as well. Every single team does it. Leo Hobawada gets away from one. Now it's fit tackle, and he's 15 minutes away from the line. Fit tackle, 13 minutes to go here of the game. 15 minutes left. I don't think it's 6 again. No, I don't think so. Cherry Evans with an awkward kick in the area. Try to Manly! Jason Saab will get up in the air and he will score. It's 20-18 with the kick to come. We may be seeing another tie game here. KJH Sports as Manly have been average. Both teams have been. Dragons have probably been a little bit better in the first half for sure. They were much better in the first half, but didn't lead by great deals, only 8-0. Second half has been probably more Manly. So Cherry Evans with such an awkward looking kick, but Jason Saab, he gets up in the air, the high flyer, and just takes it out of the hands of the winger for the Dragons, and it is a 2-point game with a conversion to come for Manly. It's a great kick from Cherry Evans. It was just really awkward. And it was a great leap there from Jason Saab. We have got a game here, ladies and gentlemen. We have got a game here, ladies and gentlemen. What's a good prop that would be on the market for next year? Dear me. A good prop on the market. I don't know. You'd have to look at the contract. You can see the contract lengths and whatnot online on Zero Tackle. Zero Tackle will give you the... why? I think we're back on now. I don't know what's happening because the power's on, so I don't know why that just happened. Okay, we're back. We're back on. I can hear it. So I think he's missed the kick. Yeah, so it is 2018 to the Dragons. 11.5 minutes to go here of the game. Just confirm for me in the chat that we are live. Again, sorry guys, I don't know why it's doing this, especially when the power is completely on. Alright, Dragon, they missed the kick. Let me know in the chat who wins from here, Manly or the Dragons. Let me know who wins. Big Dave says offering 7 figures based on market hype and potential is crazy, and the pressure of that price tag on a young half has shown in the past to be the undoing of their development. Kind of feel for him, to be honest. Well, no, I don't feel for him. No, he's getting... Bro, he's getting paid over $1 million a year to play rugby league as an unproven player. It's not on him. It really isn't. It's not on him. It's on the club. If he was to fail, I actually disagree with you, and I say that the pressure is on the club, not on him. Sure, there's pressure involved, but I think that the severity of the situation and the severity of the pressure will be handed off to the club that he goes to, which is more than likely Parramatta. Luke Brooks, short ball, Ben Trbojevic, they're 42 metres out from their own line. 10 minutes to go of the game, guys. Hit that like button and subscribe. We're so close to 30k. Luke Brooks here with a good run. They'll be 38 metres away from the Dragons line. Every time you get noisy, front of house trips out your fuse box on purpose. So maybe. Maybe. No, I just think that there's... Udaipur is probably a little bit of a skew place in India. It's still on like a main tourist route, but it's in a kind of... It's not like the main Golden Triangle kind of deal. Oh no, it hasn't stopped again, has it? It hasn't stopped again, has it, this internet? Come on, no way. No way. No way. He signed a 3-year deal like 6 months ago. Yeah, but he also said he wanted to leave. Galvin said he wanted to leave last year. Fit tackle here at the 40 for the Dragons. Alright, out to the right-hand side, and Ilias now will kick this ball down to the corner where it will be picked up. Oh. I'm not on my phone, bro. I'm using the Wi-Fi to the power one out. It obviously screwed it a bit. 9:50 to go here at the game. First tackle. Unfortunately, we're just going to have to deal with it. Alright, second tackle now for Manly at the 35. I hate that it's happening now at this point of the game too. But right as it's the closest point, there's only 9.5 minutes left. Jason Saab at the halfway point. I feel for him, how he's been dragged through the media. I also understand he's partly responsible. Some of the things being said in the media is a bit, how's it going in some ways. I don't disagree with you, Big David. You can look at this from multiple ways, and I don't think that you're wrong. I think Taruva was too much. I think Luai was good to call it out. I think Benji has done it great. I think Galvin's been fine to have an opinion as a 19-year-old where he wants to play. I think the media is always going to jump on his back, and people are going to jump on his back, sure. But I think you can look at it from multiple different perspectives, and no perspective. Luke Brooks is going to score in the post! Oh, the Dragons didn't even try and grab the ball there. Oh, maybe not. There's going to be a bunker review here. But the Dragons didn't even contest for the ball, and it bounced straight to Luke Brooks, and he scored in the post. But they're going to check if he was inside the 10 with the kick. Alright, so... I think he's going to be offside. Yep. They're going to call offside here. He's within 10. Yeah, no try, Manly. So it's going to be a penalty to the Dragons. The Dragons are very lucky because that was just ridiculous. That was just ridiculous had nobody even tried to get to the ball there. So penalty Dragons. Penalty. So yeah, ultimately, I feel for Lachlan Galvin in regards to the severity of his situation and how he's been dragged. He is definitely responsible for that. I think that Taruva went too far, and also so did there was another. Who's the other one? Fainu. Was it somewhat a Fainu or Sione Fainu? I can't remember. One of the Fainu boys posted something as well. I think that was wrong, but Luai was good to do what he did. I think that's fine to create a culture there. But the other boys, his management has made it messy for Galvin. Yeah, I don't disagree with that. All right, so first tackle now for the Dragons. 8.5 minutes left here of the game. 2 points de difference. 2 points of difference. Oh my gosh, bro. This is brutal in regards to this internet right now. It is brutal. It is brutal in regards to this internet right now. Come on, man. It just keeps stopping for me. But it's all right. We're back. Jack DeBellin. He's at the 50 now. I have to reiterate, guys, I can't do anything about this internet cutting in and out as I'm in India. So do forgive me in this back end of this game. I can't do anything about it. But Manly will have the ball here at the 40. The Dragons made a mistake. And Manly are now already in good attacking position. Second tackle. They're at the halfway point. Some of a few off contracts this year. Yeah, sure. But, like, who are you talking about? Third tackle here at the 38. Oh, my gosh. Off to Cherry Evans. It's all blurry for me too, so it's even making it more difficult to watch. Call over the top. That's going to be touched by the Dragons. So it's going to be a fresh set of 6 for Manly, 25 metres away. A fresh set of 6 for Manly, 25 metres away here. They've got a chance. They have got a chance. Benji's press today was all class. That's how a coach protects both the team and player while still being transparent. I agree. I don't necessarily believe in Benji as a coach, but I think he handled it really well. All right, Manly now, 15 metres away from the line. First tackle. Go out to the left to Luke Brooks. Out the back to Cherry Evans. Cherry Evans out the back again, but they didn't have the final pass. Otherwise, they score on the wing. They would have had Clayton Faulalo over in the wing if he had been able to get that pass away. Cherry Evans now off to Luke. No, to Jake Simpkins, sorry. Oh my gosh, the internet is messing up. I can't even watch it right now. 0%. Oh no, it's back on. Sipley, he's 5 metres out. Sorry, Takiaho is 5 metres away from the line. Third tackle. Simpkin out to Luke Brooks. Luke Brooks. No, Colin Olakawatu and the Dragons will get the ball at the 18. 6 minutes left here to go. Please let me know how many fingers I'm holding up, guys, in the chat. Please let me know how many fingers I'm holding up. Oh, God, can you guys not see me? I'm getting people telling me that my internet's not working. What? I'm able to watch the game right now. Is it still not going? So third tackle now here for the Dragons, and they're at the halfway point. Third tackle, 5:50 to go of the game. Okay, sweet. Now we are going. Okay, so please stop telling me that my internet's not working, because otherwise I will actually think it's not working. Fourth tackle now at the 40. And the Dragons, Jake Little, taken down to the 20. Taken down to the 20 on fifth tackle. 20 metres out to the right. And they'll be taken down to the 10. And Manly will have to come out from their own 10 metres here. If Tommy ever medically retired, I wonder how the Seagulls would go without him, because right now it looks like Tommy is the carry for them, despite having really good and experienced players. Agree, that's what I was talking about before. I think it's time for Manly to move on. I think it is time for Manly to move on. I don't think you can rely upon a fullback of him. It's just pixelated. Yeah, if it gets pixelated, guys, as long as you can hear me, that's the main thing. As long as you can hear me, it's fine. Alright, so there's an injury here for the Dragons, Kyle Flanagan. I hope he's okay. Still just a 2-point game here. At least we've had a close game to start off the round. At least we've got a close game to start off the round here. Okay, he's okay now. So 5 minutes and 15 seconds to go here of the game. And it hits the grass again. And Olakawatu is going to get monstered here at the 5. And he'll get taken down. That was good work there from Valentine Holmes. Alright, Cherry Evans now. He'll get it off to Jason Saab. And Saab is second tackle here at the 15. He's still going to go 85 metres here. You'll still probably get another full 2 complete sets after this. Sipley, no one following up underneath him, though. Passing for Manly hasn't been clicking tonight. No, it's been awful tonight for Manly. That's Hopewado, short ball, Benja Bojovic, and he's going to be 40 metres out from his own line, 4th tackle. 4:42 to go here of the game. Short ball, and Takiaho trying to get the offload away. Can't get the ball free, and it'll be 5th tackle at the 45. Yeah, Manly, the ball has gone to ground so much today. Cherry Evans, well high in the air. The chase is okay, and that will bounce over the sideline. So Dragons ball here at the 30. Manly will still probably get 2 sets. Dragons are obviously just going to try and soak up the time here for a little bit. They're lucky that ball didn't go out in the full just then. They're lucky that ball didn't go out in the full just then, Manly. But there is still time here for them. 4 minutes left. Dragons first tackle at 35. Okay, it's not blurry for me anymore, which is a good sign. So I can actually see who's got the ball. Moses Sully to the 40, second tackle. DC 2-point field goal. Hey, the 2-point field goal is in play. The 2-point field goal is in play. I don't know if Cherry still has a good 40 in him, though. I don't know if he has a good 40 in him. That's a big kick, man. I just don't know if he's got a good 40 in him anymore. But then again, he always proves people wrong. So we'll see. 4th tackler at the 40. Who's most consistent this year? Well, you got to go to the Dogs. They're 5-0. Until proven otherwise, they play tomorrow. We'll be live tomorrow with the Bulldogs and the Rabbitohs. Like, until proven otherwise, it's the Dogs. Garrick's not kicking a 40 though. Like, Garrick can maybe kick, but I know you're talking Supercoach because Garrick's not kicking 40. 2-point field goal from 40. I don't think that's going to be happening. And if they're going to trust Cherry before they trust anybody else. All right, second tackle now to 15. They give it off here to Tolutakwala, and now to the 25 on third tackle. Who would you favour a golden point scenario? I would probably take maybe the Dragons because Val Holmes can kick a field goal. Maybe Ilias. Gutho can kick a field goal. Well, that's forward. That's forward from Manly. They didn't call it. Manly at the 45. They could go for a 2-pointer here if they want. And that's exactly what Cherry Evans does. Oh, he had the distance on it, but he missed. Oh, he had the distance on him, but he missed Cherry Evans. It's actually not a bad kick off the boot. Went for the 2-point field goal, and unfortunately will miss it. Damn, he had the distance on it, though, which you're not complaining about. That would have been huge if he had got that. That would have been massive if he had got that. But obviously not to be. So Dragons, 7 tackles out of the 20. Manly will still get another play with the ball, though. They'll still get another set. First tackle here for the Dragons at the 35. 2 minutes to go here of the game. Don't forget, we'll be live tomorrow for the Rabbitohs versus the Bulldogs. And also, who's the other game? Is it Dolphins Storm tomorrow? Yeah, it is. Dolphins Storm and Bulldogs Rabbitohs. Third tackle here for the Dragons at the 50. Manly will still all set. You could... Oh, no, sorry. It's only 2. For some reason, my brain thought there was 6 points in it just then. I was about to say Val should go for a field goal now, but they won't. Fifth tackle for the Dragons at the 30. A minute and a half left of the game. Only to the 2 points. And it's Ilias who will just put that ball up into the air. Pretty normal kick. That's fine. And Manly will grab it. And they will get away from one Clayton Favalalo. And he'll be taken down to the 22. Okay, here's your final chance here, Manly. One full set. And then can you get within range? Cherry Evans out to Jason Saab. And Saab will be taken down to the 30. Second tackle. Do you get a penalty? Do you go for the 2-point field goal? Do you go for the try? I'm not sure, but this is it. That's going to be Hamoli Olakawatu, who's 45 metres out from his own line. Third tackle. 57 seconds left. Jazz Tavunga to Luke Brooks, and that's a knock on. It's game over. Yep, Luke Brooks, well done. Manly deserve to lose this game on their ball handling. They haven't been good enough. They've hit the grass way too many times. Here today. They're going to challenge this, but they will call this as a knock on. They're going to call it a knock on. It's a last throw of the dice, but they call these a knock-on. Even though, like, it does look like it kind of goes backwards, they will call it a knock-on. Gets it at the 45. Yep. It's going to be knock-on. So, 35 seconds left here. The Dragons deserve this. Have they been great? No, they haven't been. Don't deserve to win this on their ball handles. They have dropped the ball a lot. They've passed the ball to ground a lot. They have been poor quite a lot. Unfortunately. So Dragons will have the ball over the halfway point. They should be able to soak up this last 35 seconds. And Manly now, what are they, 3 losses in a row? Oh no, Dragons have lost the ball on first tackle. Oh my gosh, Dragons. Oh my gosh. The Dragons just lost the ball on first tackle. So Manly will get the ball in one last opportunity. So Jacob Little looks like he's been rocked here. They've stopped the clock at 25 seconds. The Dragons have just given the ball back to Manly off the scrum. Oh, that'll be a high tackle. Yep, this is going to be a high tackle, so it's going to be penalty to the Dragons. You might even see Olakawatu go to the bin for that. You may. I don't think so, but you may. And with that being said, that's the end of the game and the end of this video. God willing, God bless. We will see y'all at the top. Yep, so high contact, that will be a penalty against Manly and Dragons ball, which will end the game. And Ola Kawatu has not had a great game, and that will end a game from him that he will not be happy with, and he's on report. So Dragons, 14 seconds to hold out here. 14 seconds to hold out. First tackle here for St. George. Yeah, Dragons just a little bit better here today. They won't predict, but they will be happy to take the 2. They will be happy to take the 2. The Dragons win 20-18. So yeah, you know, St. George now, they win this game by 2 points. So you quickly go and have a quick little squeeze at the ladder, and that will put St. George up into, so they're on 6, they're now on 8, they're plus 20, so they will go into 5th position of the Rabbitohs and the Warriors, but obviously they still play this week. At least it doesn't hurt their points differential. Manly will go below Cronulla now. They will go plus 22 to plus 20, and the Sharks were plus 21, so Manly will drop to 10th. And just wait and see how Sharks go against the Knights, how the Titans go against the Raiders, also how the Knights go against the Sharks and whatnot. And then you've also got the Dolphins and the Roosters, especially the Dolphins. Actually, the Dolphins, if they win by 12 against the Storm, which I doubt, but if they were to win by 12, then they would go above Manly themselves. So, yeah, look, tough one there for Manly. But, guys, we'll see you tomorrow for the Bulldogs versus the Rabbitohs and the Storm versus the Dolphins. Obviously, hit that thumbs up button and subscribe if you're new around here. Thank you for putting up with the stream today. Unfortunately, India likes to live by its own rules.